do a little rock jumps, the rock jump scare there. Sports gamers, it's been many moons, but we are back. It is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means it is time for the SGO Press Pass. My name is Jake Jacobson. I'm your host with the most. Today, I am, of course, joined by Mr. Curtis Russell and by His Majesty, King Mike Knoxxx.
Wakanda forever!
Fellas, how we feeling? How we been?
I'm doing good. Doing real good, yeah. Once again, I got some adult stuff out of the way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of time. We've had a lot of time since last time, I guess, so it's maybe less impressive than you don't just get to earn the easy props on this.
Yeah,
we all had time.
Get to see the pine saw cleaning job in the background there, boy. That boy house is immaculate this evening.
This wood looks clean.
The wood look new.
Clean. He
hasn't dropped a drink yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe this podcast.
Make sure you put coasters down though.
Nobody's put a cup on that dresser.
Wood
you
right
tell.
there, that oak wood.
You'd be able to see a ring on that dresser from space.
Mike,
I know that's
PS5?
true.
I saw that. First thing I noticed when I'm not gonna lie, the first thing I noticed when you got on camera today was the PS5 controller. So if I don't get one for Christmas, I might scream. You know what I mean? But I might as well start screaming right now.
If you don't mind me asking, Curtis, what's your cool Lakers thing in the corner here? Is this like a desk mat or like
Lakers?
No, it's my laptop.
Oh, it's your laptop.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Can we talk about Curtis? How do you feel about their city jerseys this year?
They look. I don't know. I actually think they look okay this year.
Yeah.
In recent times, recent seasons, I'm like, hit or miss. This year they actually look good. The team isn't good.
Think so?
Yeah, I think they actually look good. The team is not good.
I mean, how bad could how bad could an NBA team be? Like
as bad as they are.
I mean, when they have to, when people start looking at them and say, "Are you guys tanking?" And it's like we legit are just that bad.
No one says
that's how you know.
You have LeBron James on your team. You have
the best.
You have the false prophet, the fake king.
Of course, they're not taking. But when you're like, what are they now? 3-10. It's like
this is your king. MJ in his prime didn't go 3-10. No.
Most games I'm sitting there. I'm like, AD, get your ass in the paint.
He doesn't want to play in the paint.
He wants to be like off the wing. Like,
he's in LA now.
Hitting two like long twos. Like, come on,
he's in LA now. He's in LA.
It's a great. It's got to be one of the best 3-10 teams of all time, right? Because like
it has to be. Right?
They really do have two of the like.
You have 3 Hall of Famers on that team. Let's keep it.
Yeah, they have 2 great modern NBA players on that team. Like,
hold on, why are you just gonna leave Westbrook out like that? That is so wrong.
Hey, he's been doing better.
Maybe you're losing AD out. No, listen.
He's been doing better off the bench.
This ain't a sports show, so let me stop. It's just a sports gamer show. Don't have me start going in.
That is true. Let me talk about a sports game I've been playing.
What have you been playing? I bet my gaming choices never change.
Let's do that because the Lakers don't deserve our time right now.
No, they don't. But the Chicago Bulls and the City of Brotherly Love, Philadelphia 76ers city jerseys are fire. But you can go ahead now. I just wanted to get that out.
I agree with you. I think they're both good. The Golden State Warriors city jerseys, I thought about buying them, and I've never been a fan of that team. Those jerseys are hot. Anyway, I've been playing Marvel Snap. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but that game's fun.
You've been playing that? Okay.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's
what is
good.
That? So the mobile game.
So the people who made Hearthstone, the original developers who made Hearthstone left and formed Second Breakfast, Second Dinner. I forget which one it is. It's Second Meal. I don't remember which.
Either way, I'm learning. I had second dinners. Did you get twice in the morning?
It's the Hobbit thing, right?
Okay.
It's the Hobbit meals. But they formed their own company, and their first card game since leaving Hearthstone is this Marvel Snap card game, and it's just good. It's just a really good game.
I can't play games on my phone.
Yeah, well, so
I play spades on my phone.
That's a great phone game. I feel like. No, I take the train tune from my day job now, and so like I got a lot of time to like.
I'll be watching television on my phone. I'll be watching.
I mean that's good too. I should
watching
do that
SGO videos on my phone.
But in terms of sports games, had about a month put some of that time into PGA Tour 2K23, which dropped like the week after our last podcast, which is really funny because we haven't really had time to sit down and talk about it.
Did you get MJ?
I have MJ, yeah. So
Okay,
I have MJ. I've got MJ. I've got Curry.
Oh, so you got Stefan?
I got Stefan. Yeah,
Stefan El Curry.
That game still feels really good to play. Turns out they did a thing where they added, and I talked about this on one of our last podcasts, but they traditionally the PGA 2K series has done the like flick stick.
Yeah.
You flick the stick to swing the
It's
club.
not that no more.
So you still can, but they added a 3-click system like most other of the golf games have.
Okay.
But they made it like obtuse and weird anyway. It's not just like a line that goes up and down. It's like a circle, and then the circle expands, and you got to like time the line. It's actually really, now that I'm trying to describe it to y'all, it's actually really hard
It
to
sounds
describe.
like geometry. So I'm going to stick with the stick of the flick.
Yeah, it's weird, and I didn't like it at first, but I got used to it, and now I do. So I'm glad that they added it anyway. I think it's weird that they were like, well, let's do our own spin on it. Like, okay.
No, I always think when
cool,
a company
guess,
adds their own thing to something like that, introducing that, but keeping the traditional way, their new way is better. Like, if, you know, like even if you speak like Madden terms and how the new passing progression, I know people don't want to play with it, but if you play with it on, it's a way better game. Right. It's made to be played that way, you know?
Right. Yeah. And I do like the, like I said, like it took a little bit of getting used to because they like made it so much different than every other like 3-click mechanic in a golf game. But now that I'm used to it, I really like it. Yeah, that game still feels really good to play. It feels really good to line up a shot. It gives you a lot of like shot freedom. Like you can curve the hell out of a shot. Like you could really, like, it feels really fun to play. I don't know why, like, they make NBA 2K a game which we have had a lot of feelings on since we rebooted this podcast in terms of them doing too much, but more than any other game does. And they don't add any of that to the career mode of PGA 2K. Like, it's all very linear. There's no like character building. There's a new system where you do get like progression points to put into your creative character and stuff. Okay. Also, the creative character suite is bad. All the hair looks like shit. It doesn't make sense.
Wow. They got VC though, don't they?
I think they do. I haven't interacted with it. Actually, I don't think you can put it into the characters like that. Okay. You earn the like character points by playing the game rather than like putting the currency into that. You spend the currency on like clothes and on club upgrades, which is a system I dug around in a little bit, but I just haven't unlocked a lot of them, so I haven't got to mess around with it. Which is just like you can apply like shot shaping stuff to the clubs basically, so you can like customize your club kit. So like if you want to curve shots a lot, you can customize.
You have to know golf.
Not really though. Like it shows like the game. Something the game does really well is it shows you what it's telling you. So like when it gives you a thing that's like it'll make the ball curve better, there's just a big curvy arrow and it's like, oh cool, perfect, I know exactly what I'm changing. So they do that pretty well. But
so it's blue fish, red fish, green fish.
Kind of, yeah. It's one of those games. The PGA Tour series continues to be one of those series to me personally where like they could be doing so much more with it, but they won't. They won't build on top of
with golf though, Jake.
I just think
golf.
I mean, like I think that they
is
should
it really
go
a
all
sport?
in on it.
It's a hell of a game, but is it really a
look,
sport?
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I'm not going to defend
really
golf. You're not going to catch me defending
NASCAR
golf.
is more of a sport than golf. It's a hell of a game.
What did we give it on
Sports
Gamers Online? Did we give it a 7? Like, did we get like a
7.5?
It was a 7.5. Yeah.
I think Steven, who will talk.
I still want to play it. Once it comes to Game Pass, I'll play it.
Yeah.
As soon as Game Pass gets it, I'll play it.
This is what I'm saying. Like you go on that green and it sits your character down and it says like choose a club and hit the golf ball.
Boom,
all that feels great.
Right.
It feels so good.
You got Stefan El Curry. Sorry. Okay. You got Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You know. Like you got Tiger Woods, y'all, right? And you can create yourself. What else you need?
And you can create yourself.
If I can get VJ Singh, I'm sold. I might buy it. Can I get VJ Singh?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not sure.
See, 2K, you messed up your money. Give me a
game.
copy now. Give me a copy because y'all forgot about BJ saying. Okay. But
yeah.
golf. How much fun can you actually have playing with golf? I know people play golf games all the time. Yeah, I'm making fun of you golf gamers out there, right? Like, I can play Madden for hours. I can play 2K for hours. I can't play golf for hours.
I see. I think that arcade golf games
FIFA for hours.
I think that like arcade, like golf is a sport that arcade games are infinitely better than simulation games.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You could just do more stuff with like
I don't know.
Like Mario Golf.
The little ball thing in the arcade when you was playing the
Oh,
golf.
Golden Tee.
Golden
Tee. Thinking about Golden Tee.
Mario Golf, Curse to Golf. Yeah,
like Mario Golf all-time series, and because they could put fucking lava everywhere and like trampolines and shit. You can do that.
It looks fun, and that's what I'm trying to say.
You kind of can.
Some good stuff.
But, well, what else is out there? I see your chat, your comments coming in, and I will answer some of those questions at the end of the day, especially some of those sports questions about. I know Eric's always chiming in. Thanks, Eric, for always tuning in with us. Your predictions right now for the college football playoffs as of now. I mean,
it's not Alabama, baby.
It's not Bama. That's all I care about, right? Like road tide, not this year. Right? So, as long as Big Blue don't win too, but it's gonna be Georgia to me. It's gonna be Georgia. Hopefully, Tennessee gets back in there just to make it interesting.
I think this might be a Michigan year.
I'll never cheer for Michigan unless it's college basketball, and only then it's because of the Fab Five. So no, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so we always gonna suck.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I accepted it. It's okay. It's the only franchise team I have that's a franchise. They're like a dynasty, right? Except for this dynasty, unlike the Yankees, who's a dynasty, the Celtics and dynasties that win. Notre Dame's never going to win a national title again. You know what I mean? All we have is Rudy at this point and Rocket Ishmael. That's all we got.
Hey, right. Hey, people Rudy a lot.
Lou Holtz. We put our pants on same way you do. That's Lou Holtz. What are you playing, Curtis?
Yeah, Curtis,
what am I playing? I've been playing a little bit of Football Manager, and then I've been playing also in my spare time. I've been playing the new God of War.
Show off.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, but I didn't get Football Manager like I should have. I didn't get it, for free. I had to go through the Game Pass on PC.
This man paid some De Niro.
So you have Game Pass on PC?
Yeah, I got Game Pass on PC.
I got Game Pass Ultimate, so that means I get the PC games too.
Yeah, exactly.
I should maybe start doing those and download them.
You should. They got some cool PC games on Game Pass. Like,
if I can't use a controller, I don't want to play. That'd be my thing.
You can.
That's why I never got into PC as a kid. It was, it was mouse and click. I didn't want to play like that. But as soon as you gave me a handheld controller, I was cool.
I'm with you.
It was on and
I didn't play mouse and keyboard growing up, so now I don't have the muscle memory. So now it hurts my wrist so bad if I'm not playing the game.
I'm sorry. No offense, guys. I had a Tardy 1700 Radio Shack. Yeah, Google that shit and tell me about playing PC.
What the Atari?
I had an Atari. I had a ColecoVision. I've had every video game system ever made except for a Sega Saturn.
Do you have the Virtual Boy?
No, my dumbass had a TurboGrafx 16.
Okay, that one I don't. That one I can't picture in my head.
There was a game called Keith Courage. It was like a slaughterhouse. Like the guy the thing was like Jason.
Keith Courage in Alpha Zones.
Yeah.
Holy.
The game was really bad. Everybody was getting a Sega Genesis that year, and I wanted to be different.
Born that year.
I was like, I don't want a Sega. Give me TurboGrafx 16. Not even lying to you.
That's crazy.
It had to be the first hour after opening and plugging it in. I didn't want the game. I just I couldn't tell my mom like this is horrible. Like,
I love these old consoles because they look like props for like the TurboGrafx 16 looks like the prop they would use to like make up a console for like SVU. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are you playing, Curtis?
Yeah.
Curtis, tell me about how you're liking Football Manager this season.
There's not a lot that they've changed too much. I think it's just the addicting element of Football Manager that you get sucked into. You get sucked into like, oh, the board doesn't want to give me money, so I need to go find, youth prospects or younger players and try to fit that budget, things like that. And you just have this well-oiled football, dynasty that you're trying to build. Currently, of course, I'm playing with Manchester United right now, so I'm finding it a lot harder. Of course I am. Come on now. Of course I am.
Fans of the show.
What else would he pick?
Who else? I'll do like a. What is this?
So I haven't seen that one yet. That's
I haven't
new.
seen.
This
I like
man-
that one.
This
I
man
like
has
that
some. This man has some loaded that I haven't seen
Yeah.
yet. Chat. He's man's a
one.
loose
He got a
cannon
lot
right
of
now.
in his back pocket, right?
I do this every day. Sorry.
The official UEFA club licenses that we reported back in I think it was back in early October, that looks really good in the game. You have the Europa League, the Champions League, and the UEFA Conference League. Those licenses look really good. I just really want Sports Interactive to start focusing on trying to get the Premier League license in there, because it's weird, because it's just like it's like a shield and it's red and it just says man UFC, and I'm like, that's not Manchester United necessarily. So
Curtis, let me ask you something on that note, right?
Yeah.
Because when people talk about other American football games, see my
Mhm.
respect there for you, Curtis. That's how I know
I know,
here,
man,
right?
you're doing it.
You know, so I'm learning. I'm trying to get some couth. You know, I always tell people Madden's going to keep winning because these other football games that ever came out in the past, although you can name them, I don't know them, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's the logos.
Mhm.
They matter, right? So did that deflect from when you that's what you're saying now, right? Not
Mhm.
having those logos,
Mhm.
you can deal without the players, I think, but the logo, the imagery of what you're accustomed to loving, that's missing, right?
Yeah. I think Sports Interactive. I think Football Manager gets they get away with it a little bit because it's a simulation game. So like everything is smaller. So the players don't have necessarily like the license kits or anything like that. It's just like a red shirt they kind of have on. But I think the game would definitely benefit from something like that. But it's harder because in Madden, all they have to do is just have a deal with the NFL. With Football Manager, they have to go through every single league. In the Premier League, I would think is probably the most expensive at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's one of the biggest leagues in the world.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, don't ask me.
like
My gaming's never changed.
And to answer your second question, I would not play this game if the guy who's playing striker is Cristian Ronaldo. No, it needs to be Cristiano Ronaldo. So yes, the players need to be in there.
Hey, I'm Chris Ronald. I'm here to kick the ball for you, coach.
Yeah.
Put me in.
I'm Chris Ronald from England. Like, no, you need to be Cristiano Ronaldo from Portugal.
I'm
ready.
ready.
Like better,
I've been
Football Manager
training,
or
coach.
FIFA?
Oh, I wish they both had certain features.
Don't you try to dodge the answer there.
They're different games, right?
That's not the
different
point.
games.
Nah. Guess what? AEW and WWE, two different promotions. I can still like them both, and I know one's better than the other.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to just stick with FIFA because I love Football Manager, but yeah,
it's FIFA all the way.
Actually play, yeah.
I don't know who you are. Thank you for tuning in, Sports Gamers Online. We love you, but no.
All right, Mike, give us a quick.
Amazing.
Nothing.
There,
I play nothing. I am the most boring sports gamer in the sports gaming world.
He's the only one here who plays exclusively sports games. He's the most qualified. Chat. I'm talking straight to you, Chat. He's the most qualified person on the podcast. Don't listen to it. He's fooling you.
No, I play a lot of Madden all the time. I'm in leagues, you know what I mean? So I play my Madden.
How you feeling about Madden still? You still good on it? We still high on it? Now that they're letting you play?
Yeah, well, there it was. I wasn't playing for like 14 days, right? And then I did it again a couple weeks back where I had to log on again with another gamer tag. I don't know. It's something with my gamer tag and EA. I don't know.
Shadow Bear.
EA was out. EA was out to get you, man.
Well, maybe, but thanks to Sports Gaming Online, they fixed my shit. So thank you. Namaste. All that good shit. But it's just Madden. I think again, as we talked weeks in a row, talking about Madden, as that was the biggest game that came out in that time that it came out.
Yeah.
Madden's always going to be Madden for me. It's always going to have its bullshit that people talk about it, but I'm still going to play it. You know what I mean? My Eagles lost it today. The biggest problem with everything. I don't care. Here's the thing about that, right? Real fast. Eagle fans don't really give a shit that their team losing. So all the fans talking shit, we don't care. We're going to go undefeated anyway. And if you know football, it's the NFC East. It is the most competitive division and has been for decades in football, despite the past few years when teams were down and not there. Overall, they're the most competitive division, always have been. And Washington's no shabby defense. So, I mean, refs took it from us. We beat ourselves. And, hey, got it over with. Scratch your balls, go watch yourselves, come back and get some new. That's how you do it, right? Indianapolis, look out. We hungry. We're going to be salivating. But 2K, to me, is the biggest problem with sports gaming. And it's not just the gamers themselves that make the game horrible. right? It's these companies that garner so much VC virtual currency to buy things, but still let people get away with cheating and doing things to not make games fun anymore. You know what I mean? Like when you're playing a game and the score is 14-5, 10-7, 21-15, and people start quitting on you in a game, it's like there's no, men aren't playing sports games. When I was a man, be like, men, when I say this, meaning that when you go play a game, you play to win. You play to win. What do you say? You play to win the game. You don't play to come quit. Right. And so that's what sports gamings have become that I come across now. A lot of people quitting, a lot of people backing out. You know what I mean? What they call the word selling, coming in there just to, they don't do what they want, that it's going to make sure you lose the game also and don't care. So it's become kind of unbearable to play if you're not playing with your set of 5 or your set of friends. It's just become unbearable to play. But yeah, that's just me. Picked up UFC again because I like how they're always interchanging things with their updates. They did the same thing, had a recent update for NHL 23 just came out recently. So I always dabble and go back and play a game or two, but I don't get into them for hours like I do Madden and 2K. But I did get back into UFC with Azanya losing over the weekend. So I wanted to pick that up. They changed the cover on that now too. So, but UFC, the same thing as what I'm worried about Undisputed. Can't wait to talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Yeah, we will.
I didn't even know he lost.
He got knocked the F out.
Oh man.
And the last round, one of them fights where he's winning the entire fight and he does something stupid and bam. You know what I mean? I was always feel about when Sugar Rashad Evans lost. Lyoto Machida. You're the champion. Who cares the crowd was booing? You're winning the fight. Don't engage. His whole fighting style is counter fighting. Was Lyoto Machida. Right. You went in there, you got knocked the fuck out, as they say. But no, that's sports games. I just want games like UFC and Undisputed to fix. Like with UFC, the submission thing. There's certain things you wonder, can a game ever fix?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing, no matter how many times they do it, it's like picks and 2K. Will they ever really fix that? Will they, spread the floor out? My problem was going to be the gaming companies themselves not caring about us as fans. And then as fans, we're just hungry for what we want. We still buy it anyway. You know what I mean? That's why I think that, as I said before, my favorite meme when it comes to video gaming is the 2K clown. Because I'm a full blood, I'm a full bozo. You see me right now, my face on, but give it about an hour or two, I'm full bozo. I literally got on the game the other day and I said, is that a Gucci shirt? Yeah, I'm buying that. How much? 25 VC? Take it.
Oh, wow.
They get you every time. Every single time.
Look, they put the Gucci bucket hat in the game. You got to own it. Submission seems like a hard thing to get right in a video game.
Don't they change it every like year with UFC? Don't they change it?
They try to tweak it.
Yeah.
Same thing with wrestling. With
same
WWE.
Thing with wrestling.
2K. It's just you just can't fix some things. You just can't fix. And I think that's just one of those. You're not gonna make everybody happy.
And it's but you can't just take it out because it's such an integral part of the game, what it is. It's tough. It's tough. Speaking of fighting games, wrestling games, let's talk about the news a little bit. We've alluded to this a couple times. I'd say in the next probably 10-15 minutes, we're going to have a guest on who's going to talk to us about the upcoming boxing game Undisputed. But before then,
what TurboGrafx 16? Yeah, I had that.
Look at it. It's a TurboGrafx 16. I saw some kid play this on Law and Order. They called it the Falcon box.
Sure wasn't just a box.
That is funny.
We missed a couple of weeks of news about another upcoming combat sports game, AEW Fight Forever.
Fight Forever.
This is an aside, but I don't know if you watch Up, Up, Down, Down at all, Mike.
Of course.
Austin Creed's show. When they have the two Maximum Male Model guys on who are so funny. I love those guys a lot. And they're watching them play the game and they're just doing the dumb fan chants in just this room of 5 of them laughing their asses off.
That's how you do it. That's the world of today's generation.
Love that show. It's so good. Anyway,
could come to Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, so AEW Fight Forever, we had a number of reports of various style on the game AEW Fight Forever the past couple of weeks that we were gone. The big one is a rumor. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, man. The big one, the first and big one is that last week, Matt Black from the website WrestleZone.com reported that according to multiple sources he has on the team, that AEW Fight Forever will be a day one launch on Xbox Game Pass. Now, that would be huge for any game.
Mm-hmm.
It has been huge for any game, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's data out there to back up like whether or not being on Xbox Game Pass is actually benefiting games. Anecdotally, I have played a lot of games because they're on Game Pass and I pay for Game Pass versus like, would I have played them if they're a full price? Probably not. But to have, it's hard to call Fight Forever a direct competitor to the WWE 2K series because they want to be very different.
Isn't that like a pimple to a donkey's ass?
They're just going to be different games. Either way, right? Like, it's like, I don't know.
There is no competitor.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the real, it's like the real company. Like the real companies.
This is big for a game like this, though. AEW.
Right. Yeah. Like having this AEW wrestling game drop on Game Pass and hit a much wider audience than it probably would have hit realistically on its own.
I wouldn't have bought it, but I'm gonna play it now.
I'm excited to play it. I would be excited to play this game on Game Pass, especially like I know a bunch of people who love sitting around and playing like old wrestling games multiplayer. If this game's got online multiplayer and I could just be like, I could just be like, hey, you two and I, we all have a Game Pass. Like, let's just goof around with Fight Forever. Like, huge
for the trash can.
The fact that it's
kind of
coming
exposure,
out,
right?
And the fact that it's coming out day one. The thing that we notice with when companies are teaming up with Xbox to come out on Game Pass, Xbox does a good bit of promotion for those games, especially when they do like, little streams and stuff like that. They even get developers up there or they show them up on the big screen. It's like, oh, Xbox day one, coming to Game Pass, this and that. So this is really big.
Yeah. I think, okay, this is really big theoretically. Because the official AEW Games Twitter account came out a couple days afterwards. I think it was either the next day or 2 days afterwards. It was the next day. So this initial report dropped on November 7th. AEW Games responded on November 8th. Tweet reads, this also seems like a good time to share that the first tweet says, the internet is buzzing about AEW Fight Forever.
Oh, I like the voice. I love the voice.
But AEW Games is the official source for all news and info related to AEW Fight Forever.
Yeah. Can you dig it?
And they say this also seems like a good time to share that we don't anticipate AEW Fight Forever being part of any monthly gaming subscription services.
Oh,
so this which is very specific wording.
Very specific wording because they didn't even throw Xbox in there. They was like,
no, they didn't mention Game Pass at all.
And you first read this report where?
The AEW Games. What do you mean?
No. Someone said that it was came from a where? You said someone from something wrestling.
Matt Black from WrestleZone.com.
From WrestleZone.com, which is a dirt sheet, correct?
I don't know.
Okay,
unclear. You would know.
Yeah. So I say that because I live by my phrase for 14 years on the best damn show on radio network. Come by the Mike Knoxxx show, y'all. Hashtag Def the Dirt Sheets. Don't believe them. They're just citizen reporters.
But yeah,
because the game itself came out and said what?
So AEW Games came out and said that again,
someone's lying.
Well, this wording is so non-committal, saying we don't anticipate being part of any monthly gaming subscription services is certainly not. We're not coming to Xbox.
That don't mean ever. That just means maybe not day one.
Yeah.
But most people have speculated it's going to be on the system because that does sell games.
It does sell games. And this game needs that boost. Like, this game would objectively benefit from the extra press.
Is this no more than Fire Pro Wrestling or any of those other games that come out like that?
Has Fire Pro Wrestling come out on Xbox Game Pass?
No. I mean, as far as just, people wanting the game. Like, I don't see... because this game has been taking so long to come out, I think it's lost a lot of the people anticipating the one to play the game.
I think that that's true a little bit, and this will actually transition very well into the second report we have to talk about for AEW. Is that
this? I'm just now reading this tweet. Yeah, this kind of puts it to bed. I think it's very
okay, because like this wording, my thing with this wording is that it doesn't say the report is wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sony putting MLB the Show on Game Pass is a great example of like Game Pass's like benefit to a game, and like the show's not like this game,
and they needed
like
to
a much more
introduce that
well-known game.
They needed to introduce that game to an Xbox audience too, because it just came to.
Would I be
Xbox.
Would I be balls deep if I said I think that wrestling games have a bigger fan base than baseball games these days? Although I know baseball historically has been bigger.
The only reason I would say that I think MLB The Show is not relatable to Fight Forever is because MLB The Show is the baseball game.
Yeah, it's the only baseball game.
Yeah. Versus like this, which we just talked about, is not the only wrestling game.
Well, I won't say the only baseball game, right? But there's the only license.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Super Mega Baseball,
right?
Word Baseball,
right? Had to fix some wording.
The OG,
see how the wording can get you.
This is what I'm saying, though. The other little bit of reporting we got on AEW Fight Forever plays into Mike's point on like, is the release window of this game just so long that people are going to forget about it? A sort of independent reporter. Folks might know his name. His name is Michael Straw.
Oh, okay.
I want to say he's got a Patreon now. It's hard to say. Former managing editor of SGO, Mike Straw, on his Patreon reported that he has heard from multiple sources within the team that Fight Forever will miss its 2022 release window, which I think most people at this point are it's too late. That game's not going to come out this year.
No, I know it wasn't coming out until this. It was supposed to came out this month.
It was supposed to be a holiday release. Yeah,
no, it was supposed to come out like November 23rd was the original. They given a couple November dates.
Okay,
and this game's not coming out till I would say spring of 2023, if that.
Yeah,
and at this point, this game's in danger of again fans not giving a hell.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the date that he has heard is February 7th, 2023. Now I believe there are Japanese. I did a little bit of research around this. I believe that there have been THQ Nordic adjacent like articles that have referenced a February 2023 release date that got removed from those articles. So I think there's some credit. I think this is fairly credible, but yeah, I mean, like that game, I don't think is going to come out this year. It's gone. It's gone. But yeah, the next big bit of news about AEW Fight Forever is scheduled to be released officially by the AEW Games account. The official source for all news and info related to AEW Fight Forever. That's going to be this Saturday at Full Gear. So, is that going to be a new release date announcement? Is that going to be actually we are coming out on Game Pass? We just wanted to be the ones that said it. Like, we'll see. So
we'll see. Brandon,
are you excited for Full Gear?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great pay-per-view, but like, I feel like they set up a lot of great matches for this Full Gear event that they just haven't promoted very well. Like, I feel like they've dropped a ball on Moxley, and I mean, like, CM Punk has a lot to do with this, but like a lot of the a lot of the Moxley MJF beef, like
I like the podcast when they did with MJF.
Did you do this, Mike?
Did I do what?
Did you post as your anyway?
No, I didn't post my own name. I said that I shared it. and I started it, but no, I didn't do that. I probably know who did it, but it wasn't me.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to watch it because like I think Toni Storm, that women's championship match is gonna be good. Acclaimed Keith and Swerve is gonna be good because every one of those matches has been good. Like I think Mox MJF will deliver, but I don't know. So
yeah,
we'll see. I guess like it also depends on like whatever the eliminator final is.
Okay.
But how about you? Are you excited?
Are
we in the same boat on this kind
everything you said pretty much, but I'm a Moxley guy.
I love Moxley.
I think it's too soon for MJF to be champion. I heard a friend of mine say he thinks that the firm is still, this is all a swerve by MJF of them turning on him, and this has all been a rule. So I don't know. The one thing about wrestling I love more than anything, and why I love wrestling, is that I still try my best not to predict, even though sometimes it's very predictable.
Yeah, I got you.
I will say, just sit back and watch what happens next. That's the best part.
I will say AEW loves doing the double turn.
Yeah.
They love fucking doing the double turn. So like I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, especially with MJF, who's done the double turn before.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did it with Garcia recently. They did it with
that was funny though with Garcia though.
They did it with Garcia.
That guy's not, he's such not a star.
They did it with no, yeah, he's incredible. Like
no, he's not a star is what I said.
Oh, you don't like Garcia?
No, I don't like half it. Their stars are Ricky Starks, star, Brian Hobbs, star.
Agree. Big hoss of a man. Love a good hoss wrestler. You need a big boy with huge muscles.
You need a big hoss. You're right about that.
That's my
word right there. You need a hoss. Okay. Dylan McKay's son. Just get rid of the stupid name, Luke Jungle Boy. That's what's ruining them. Calling him Jungle Boy is the same like calling Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler could never make it because his name was Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler is one of the best wrestlers ever wrestled. I love Dolph, but his name's not gonna. But it's I got like at least 9 Dolph Ziggler t-shirts.
Do you know that Ryan Nemeth is his brother? Because I didn't know that.
Oh my! The definition of the mark. I love when I hear those things. I knew that. What do you think I've been doing for 14 years in this wrestling business? Sitting on my thumbs? That would stink.
Maybe. Who knows?
That would really stink.
I found that out recently and it made a lot of sense, but I didn't know.
But no, I'm excited for AEW in the sense of just wanting to see where they're going to be progressive moving forward. They do things that I don't like. You know what I mean? Lately, since Triple H has been back in charge more, I'm leaning back more towards. I've always been more WWE. I'm not going to front on that tone. But but even recently, what he's done has gotten a little bit on my nerves with bringing back everybody, like Sarah Logan coming back. I get she's married. That's just a horrible thing to do. And
I was gonna say that the like Triple H,
he's like copying AEW in a sense.
Yeah, the Triple H honeymoon for me ended pretty quick.
I see they had to do 2 things. That was bring back Bray Wyatt, and that was bring back Sasha Banks. He's only done one of them so far, and I know we keep hearing that she may be coming back. I don't know. Wait for Boston next week to find this out. She should have been back by now.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
So
I mean, they fumbled the women's stuff too, man. This is a whole nother podcast that you do literally all the time. But
I am excited to talk about wrestling. Anytime you want to talk about it, just follow my channel. The Mike Knoxxx here on YouTube. There it is, right there. So there you go. Just follow me. But I do want to talk this Fight Forever game because we know that the beta came out. A lot of people had the beta and played the beta. And so a lot of people came out with some, I don't know how they did this, right? Was it them that came out with, was it beta footage we were watching? Like I know we had videos. I've seen other videos that were out there.
So they released 2 YouTube videos, and I'm going to
share
this guy.
Okay, I thought you would have gave it to him by now. Slowpoke.
Well, I thought we were going on a break first.
Well, sometimes when you're talking while we're talking, who needs a break?
Who needs a break?
What are you saying about me?
I don't have no shots tonight. So normally me and Chris in the drinks, we're gonna have a drink break. You know?
Exactly, right?
No libations tonight. Can't you see how much sense we're making?
Right. So coming out so clear.
So formerly not UFGT. Formerly Esports Boxing Club.
Okay. I'm gonna say what the
formerly Esports Boxing Club. The game is now called Undisputed. They released 2
Undisputed,
which is a pain in the ass to look up, by the way, because that's also the name of that Shannon
TV
Sharp show.
Yeah.
A mess.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Skip. Skip.
I love Shannon Sharp. I wish I liked Skip Bayless, but no, actually, I don't wish I liked Skip Bayless.
I actually hate Skip Bayless.
But
But Skip be spitting the truth sometimes. I just don't like him.
Yeah, they released two
Gotti on Gotti.
Yeah, they released 2 YouTube videos that were just like, here's a full match of the game.
Yeah.
Of our developers playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced and had this closed beta, which happened over the weekend.
Which was trash. I applied for it. I didn't get one. So boo to them.
Is he in the back room?
No, if he was here, I'd have brought him home by now.
Okay.
I'm a professional.
Oh, I told him 7:45.
Your guest is not here, sir. Okay. But when you watching what they've showed on the YouTubes, again, graphics, we're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
Okay. I told you I had a TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how you know. You could tell somebody cares about graphics if they own the TurboGrafx. That makes a lot of sense to me.
That wasn't my point. My point was how bad graphics used to be
to
where they are now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna make good graphics. It's like if you got a phone company and they tell you, "Hey, we got unlimited talk and text, but not unlimited data," then you got the wrong company. What cell phone company they're in, right? So with this game, I expect good graphics. I expect the sweat to fall off someone's face and that kind of thing. I need hands on this game because me watching this game, I feel like I'm watching every copy and paste boxing game, and I hate when a sports gamer try to talk to me about what they were told the game can do. Right? I see him backstage, but he's not got his camera on, so I'm going to wait till he brings his camera on.
I think he's just going to have an image, which is fine.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
We'll be able to hear from him.
So until I get my hands in the game, from what I'm visually looking at, it looks like every boxing game. I don't see the footwork in which they talked about. I see the footwork when they're disengaging from each other, but I don't see the footwork. I don't see the arm angles when they're doing dirty boxing. I didn't see more from the game, right? The game has the greatest roster probably assembled in any combat wrestling genre of a game as far as how deep this roster is. It's other than not having Floyd Mayweather on this game, it pretty much has everybody. I don't think it has I think Tyson was named earlier. Am I wrong in that? So
Tyson Fury.
No, okay, right. So I don't think Tyson's in the game.
Yeah,
I don't think Holyfield's in the game. And they don't have some of the classic heavyweights in the game.
Right.
But besides that, they have a lot of boxing people in the game. But to me, I need to see action. I need to see something different than what EA was giving me at this point. Seems like a decade ago.
And that's what I was telling you. I was like, I can watch this gameplay, and it's like every time I see it, I'm like, okay, that doesn't look like Fight Night Round 4. Like, what's going on here?
Let's go ahead and bring in someone who's got experience with the actual gameplay. This is Steven Montani. He is a features writer for SGO. You may have read his impressions on the game on the website already. You may have also read his review on PGA 2K23, which we did talk about a little earlier. Steven, how's it going, bud?
Hey, it's going well. Hey, everyone.
Hi, you can hear us? Everything good?
What's going on? I don't like you. You get to play the beta.
So we got.
I'm just sitting here in protest, looking at the wrestling.
We got a jealous Mike Knoxxx who
jealous. What you mean jealous?
Is it not?
I'm a fan. You know what a fan stands for?
Fan.
You know what a fan stands for? Jake, I'm asking you a question.
Fanatic.
Means I'm crazy.
Fanatic here.
All right.
Go ahead, Dream Code.
Yeah, Steven, let's start with just a kind of an overview of what the beta was like. So you got in there with 4 boxers, I think it was. Is that right?
Oh gosh, yeah. So it started poorly right off the gate. It started poorly, but I will say it finished strong. So yeah, it was 4 boxers. It was Gotti, and it was
Ward. Wasn't there Ward Gotti?
Yeah, Ward and Gotti, and then two
females, right?
2 female boxers.
Females.
Sophia Leash and Terry Harper, who absolutely did work on me when I first started playing. So yeah, it was glitchy. The servers, they wouldn't connect at first, and then there were a couple patches on the first day towards the end of the session. The session was about 3 hours long, and that was the allotted time that that Steel City and 1024 allotted. Wow. Yeah,
trash.
So they fixed it towards the end, and then by Saturday, everyone's like, okay, let's see what we have by Saturday. So I think a lot of the gameplay we saw were players that we just didn't know how to play the game yet. And we were just coming straight center line, one-on-one, and we weren't really figuring out how to move yet. So I think you're going to see a lot of that reflected in the videos. And so you get this idea that perhaps it's not flowing and moving like you want it to. But I think part of that, I will say, is we were still learning how to play it. And I mean, to your point, you guys, I think there is some work to do for them to clean up or allow you to fight with a little bit more fluidity in your footwork, because they do really, like, they plant heavy when they do.
When you were throwing punches inside with dirty boxing, was the arms and stuff getting warped up together and locked up together?
So that wasn't too bad. It stood out as a positive for me, because what they've done is, I think the producer came out on his latest roundtable, and they were talking about this point, was that they've got these kind of like auto adjusting animations. So if you're too close to a fighter, depending on the reach and the fighter's attributes or whatnot, if you're too close, your right cross is just going to turn into kind of like a mini hook, or it's going to change so it executes properly, because otherwise your right cross would be going like way past their head like by a couple of feet, right? So they've made some nice adjustments, and yeah, that definitely shows up, and it makes an impact. It's pretty nice. I like that part of the game.
So is a lot of the combat going to be like, well, I guess like for the 2 good hours you had.
On Saturday it was like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you feel like that? Because it seems a little bit like is it going to be a lot of like distance based and like space based? I guess that is boxing, but like, so you feel like that communicates pretty well though, so far at least?
Yeah. So I ended up getting in a total of like 10 hours. I played all.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Definitely jealous.
I think we might have lost him here a little bit.
You got Skype dream code.
What's up?
No, I'm messing.
You just try get him while we got the chance. Yeah. Thanks for bearing with us on this one, y'all. By the way, it's the first time we've ever really had a guest, which we're kind of trying out for now. I don't like Braun Strowman, but I think he's big. And
we got a few questions in the chat.
Yeah, we could jump around to questions while we wait for Dream to come back.
Yeah, am I ready for the World Cup? Of course, man. Ready for that first game, Qatar versus Ecuador.
We coming in third, baby. USA.
USA has a good chance of making out of that group, definitely.
Just want to quickly address. Oh, okay. Never mind. We got Steven back. All right. You were saying.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
You said no, it's okay. Look, everybody on the show has had network issues. So you're good. You had just said that you got about 10 hours, and then that's when you cut out. So
okay. Yeah, to answer your question, I do think the spacing is going to play a role, because I think having those the auto adjusting punches is going to contribute to that. And also the angles were really, it's very, very specific.
Nice.
I was saying how in my article that I think it plays more like 2K than the EA game in terms of momentum and footwork, because if you're full throttle on the gas on the movement, then you're not going to have the precision steps that you can work those angles, right? And like get to the side and take a right step and then throw that right hook, or vice versa. That's in the game. It actually, the camera will move with you, and it's kind of telling you, hey, you've got the angle. So those two go hand in hand, whereas like the footwork and the camera is kind of communicating like, oh, I've got a shot here, I've got a window here. So yeah, I think that that's gonna show through.
That makes me sound more promising.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Just hearing you honestly talk honestly, like, man, this distancing was because you first came in, Dream Code, Steven. You said, well, we're watching the video, they're just running into each other, just trying to throw punches. But you said if you're looking to actually box, it can be there.
Yeah, I think so. I think the last video we posted, I was trying to get the right angles, and maybe that comes through in the video a little bit more. The lag was terrible though, so that also plays a role, and the network was so bad. So all of this gameplay that's online was from games that people were playing with horrible connections, and so they have to improve that. But that's gonna impact how it.
But yet they didn't give me a beta code.
But Mike, could you imagine if they had added one more person to this beta?
It would have been just terrible.
Steven wouldn't have gotten to play. It would have crashed it.
I can't believe how many people they had. They said 17,000.
Wow, right, Mike. They should let you in. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Really, bro?
I'm sorry, Mike.
1 million rounds.
Wow.
Played.
They're lying.
Wow.
They could be.
Nobody playing that much boxing. They're lying.
Did they give you a chance to do any feedback, Steven? Because this is a beta. They do have a lot to clean up, as you're saying. Did they give you a chance to do any feedback? Give you like a survey, anything like that?
Nothing came through to me. So the code that was provided to us was our site, The Natural, reached out to them and got it from them. So I didn't even get an actual invitation either, and he didn't either. We had to reach out to them proactively. So no, they didn't have anything like that.
Now I'm really more mad because you was like, I need this code. Damn it. Damn it, I'm getting my Tony Khan on.
That's what you look like when you didn't get a code.
It is. Yeah.
Well, hopefully they take it in.
Curtis. The Discord was crazy during the weekend. It was like it looked like a live feed of a chat. Like it was just streaming.
I believe it.
And there's a lot of feedback in there, and I think the developer responded to a lot of the the more pressing or the more popular issues people raised. He responded in his video. Yeah.
So they were at least making the effort to keep up with it, even though it was like popping.
I think so. Yeah, they were patching it, and they were looking at the issues and like trying to address them. So yeah, they were. I think the focus of the beta was about their network more than anything, and they shut off flash knockouts. They shut off some of the stamina and various. I think the body damage was off to begin with too. I'm not quite sure why. I think it was part of maybe they wanted to keep the data file low for like the game that was being played was like a low data file, small data file. So yeah, there was some things that were off about it, but ultimately I think they wanted to test the networks, and they were trying to improve it.
There isn't a date for it yet. There's no release date yet.
No.
So we will wrap around to this question at the end, because everybody on this podcast has answered this question, Steven, and we will eventually present it to you as well. But before we do that, you feel like what it sounds like is you're making it sound like this game really does have a lot of potential. Is that kind of like the takeaway from this? Like forgetting, like ignoring whether or not Steel City is going to be able to pull off the back end of this game. You feel like the one-on-one gameplay, there's something there. Like there's something good here.
Yeah. Did you walk away from the experience like feeling optimistic about the game?
Yeah, I am very optimistic about it. And Jake's question is great, because if it's offline, I think. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got you.
We're listening.
Sorry, I was mouthing something and I tricked you. I apologize. That's not my intention.
I think offline it's gonna play really well. Yeah, my question will be the same as yours, Jake. Is can this company coming out of nowhere, are they gonna have the right partners to have the servers to handle and produce like some quality online play? So from that standpoint, I guess it's still up in the air, but very optimistic about it. Yeah, I just want to play more. I think I wrote that a few times in my articles over the last 2 weeks. So I want to keep learning how to play and see what I can pull off.
I mean, that's a good sign. I've come away from a lot of open betas being like, I'm good, actually. I'm glad I got to partake in this. So the fact that The fact that you and I've edited your writing, so I know that you're a curious guy.
I've edited your writing.
It's great that they've got you out here being like, man, I got to see more of this. Like, I got to get my hands on this. More, so, unless anybody else has another question, I do have one more before we let you go, Steven. And we get this question every week. Every week of the podcast, one of our viewers asks this in our viewer question segment. But none of us have the benefit of having sat down and played the game in the place where the game is at. Justin Stevens, wonderful fan of the show, says, will Undisputed release next year? And Steven, I got to know if you feel like this game's coming out anytime soon.
Gosh, I think they got to be close. At least, so the plan is, from my understanding, early access. And that will be an unfinished version of the game that they're going to make available. And they market it that way. They market every fighter they sign is going to be available. This one's going to be available early access. So
and that's like month one. They were like, we want to release this thing in early access on PC. And they even in one of the more recent roundtables, they even had a whole bit where they were like, the reason that we're not just dropping this on not on Game Pass, heads in the clouds. The reason we're not just dropping this on early access right now, even though ostensibly that's what early access is for, is because they want this game to be a more complete package to present rather than just drop a mess of game and then fix it over time.
Yeah.
So yes, to your point, they have been, the whole time they've been like, this game's going to hit early access on PC. They will eventually release it on consoles, and consoles have a way, you can do early access on consoles now. They have, the patching is not as instant on the consoles as they are on the PC, obviously, but they have a method now where you can kind of early access games on the Xbox and on the PlayStation now. Do you feel like we're in a place where they could take advantage of that? Or do you feel like this game hits PC and then we get another big break before this game hits consoles? Do they wait for 1.0 to put this thing on consoles, or do you think they attempt to put this out earlier than that?
Oh gosh, I can't see it going to console at the same time as a full launch with PC. I know there's another beta coming down the pipeline. They haven't announced when yet, but there's another opportunity, Mike. So
are you saying that this game is not going to be a console game?
No, it will be. It will be a console game, but I can't see them. I think they're gonna focus heavily on early access in the PC release first.
They can kiss my Donkey Kongs.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's how they want to build it. Yeah, so maybe sometime next year, I would say I could see it all come into fruition.
The question is, what game is going to come out first, Undisputed or Fight Forever? That's the question.
It's Fight Forever.
I can see that coming out.
Do you think this game comes out before a new Fight Night game comes out? That's my question.
Oh gosh, I haven't heard anything about Fight Night being produced. The last rumor was that they put it on hold to get UFC 5 going. I believe. Is that what you heard, Curtis? I think.
I think I reported that on that one.
Yeah. So I think they're made out of the same studio in EA Canada, Vancouver studio. So I would expect them to focus on UFC first before they dive into anything else.
Yeah.
So I would say Undisputed before a new Fight Night.
The Undisputed boxing game. They're doing it. Apparently, someday they'll do it. Steven, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate it, and I hope we can have you on the show again sometime soon.
Still jealous.
Yeah, no question.
Still
Let me know.
Still jealous.
Yeah, of course.
Fanatic, jealous.
I'm jealous.
It's been a while since I've been actively excited to edit the audio of one of these, and I'm really excited to listen to this one again.
Yeah.
Let's do some viewer questions before we get out of here. Well, we could do viewer questions, or do you guys want to do VGA real quick? How we feeling?
Dude, VGA, I've kind of been putting the stuff up there throughout the show.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just a thing that I'm more fan of, since I have the controls tonight, since you're not,
we can cover
you're good.
the best, at least this best sports and racing, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's talk about.
Yeah, all
that.
right. So I'm going to read the Game Awards nominees for Best Sports / Racing Game of 2022.
And the nominees are.
Oh, that was
F1
good.
22.
Say it again.
FIFA
FIFA.
23.
FIFA 23.
FIFA 23. NBA 2K 23.
NBA 2K23. What?
Gran Turismo 7, which I forgot came out this year.
People still play Gran Turismo.
And drum roll, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's a fart.
Ollie World. So how we feel about those options?
I'm trying to figure out why that HE Hockey Stick is 2K23 nominated for a sports gamer of the year.
I think he usually gets it.
Do you feel like Madden is snubbed this year?
No.
Okay.
Not snubbed. They had too many damn. It took them 2 months to fix their game with
true.
updates. You can't win when you're doing that.
I just think that I don't understand why 2K is in there. I don't know. I think there's some other games. That's why I did
I don't
in
see
this
why 2K is
article
in there either. Yeah.
who's missing, and I'm like, Grid Legends didn't get that. It didn't get a nomination at all. Like
people didn't like Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, that got. I think that got in the family.
Anyone?
I'm just saying, Switch games. I don't think I'm gonna get up there.
They put PGA on this list.
That's just like Animal Crossing or Breath of the Wild.
Curse to Golf didn't get it. I was so hurt.
Curse to Golf. I would have put Curse to Golf over Ollie World, but
have you played Ollie World? Has anybody played Ollie World?
I played Ollie.
Guess what? I'm gonna say Gran Turismo.
I bet it's gonna be Ollie World.
I actually think that they do Gran Turismo also. I think
Gran Turismo.
I think Jeff Keighley loves Gran Turismo.
If 2K wins, I come up here in a whole full bozo outfit.
Yeah, me too.
I'll do the same.
All right, you know what? I'll commit to this. If NBA 2K23 wins this category
clown face
at the Game Awards, we will do the fucking clown episode of the SGO Press Pass. You clip it, keep this file in your brain, in your heart, on your computer.
Burn it like watching your parents have sex when you're a kid. It's burned in your head. You never walked into your parents having relations before? It's a nasty thing.
No.
Just walking like, Mama!
I'm a lucky kid.
God damn, I'm scarred for life. I was a little kid. I just walked in.
The one question I will grab before we get out of here is Eric Rader. Which if I said your name wrong, I'm
sorry. I
vaguely apologize.
What games is you're on there? Is Justin Stevens? I'm on Xbox. Come holla at your boy.
Does AEW Fight Forever have a better creation suite than
I
WWE?
thought I put that up. I thought I put that up. I'm so sorry.
You might have, but I'm just gonna answer it real quick. We were about to answer it, and then Steven came back. No, it's not going to have a better creation suite.
Not even close.
It's very simple, like what they said.
Yeah, the developers, in an interview at some point in the past month, I want to say, came out and were like, "Hey, this is a baseline game, so we can make more of these. We're gonna have a very basic creation suite at the beginning. Don't expect anything big." So. So no, maybe eventually, but is the game V1?
I put my gamer tag up there for him.
Oh,
so come beat him at Madden.
The game.
Time to play the game.
That's my gamer tag.
Damn.
Yeah.
And yes, I will wear a clown fit. Even if FIFA wins, I'll wear a clown fit.
I'm sorry, what?
I do it.
FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA wins it. I'll be like,
yeah, we're a FIFA podcast.
Yeah,
FIFA. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I actually want to wear a clown mask now. Just to do it because if they do that, then they're full of ish.
Yeah, they better. Okay. They better.
I'm saying it's gonna be Gran Turismo because Gran Turismo's graphics are insane. Gran Turismo's graphics
Gran Turismo looks beautiful. Yeah,
those games look great. It doesn't play like what was the one that came out?
Those games look great, and they love.
Did I say that right? Not Verizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, the racing game.
No, the Forza Horizon.
Forza
Horizon. That was the first game since Forza 5 racing game that I actually played. I'm not really good at those kind of games. I get sick, and people make fun of me because I like to play oval. on. If you go back to what Forza 5, you can go. You can do the over tracks.
Yeah,
and I would play that. Like, we don't go play NASCAR. I play NASCAR. I'm like, well, that's the only way I can race without I know I can win.
That's all I know.
Yeah, if you keep going in the mountains and stuff, I'm going to die. I'm gonna get sick, and it's over.
Justin Stevens said you want to lose real bad at Madden.
What did he just say?
Wow, that's crazy.
Mike runs an inside center. He can't do anything but post up. Not even close, Mr. Pittsburgh man. First of all, go get your terrible towel. And Justin, I'm sorry. I don't even know I'm even talking to you. I let my uncle talk to you.
Just bring it, bitch.
That's going to do it for the SGO Press Pass, folks. If you stuck around through this bad boy, then you'll stick around for all of them. Thank you so much. We should be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m.
I thought it was doing every other Tuesday. I thought we said every other Tuesday.
Is. Are we doing every other Tuesday?
Well,
you know what? Keep an eye on the SGO's Twitter account, Sports Gamers On. Follow all of us on Twitter as well. I'm pointing down, but you can't actually see the tags right now.
You can now.
There we go.
We will be back on a Tuesday at 8
on
p.m.
a Tuesday.
Eastern. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, y'all.
And don't forget what I just told you.
Just bring it, bitch.